Hi guys, so today we have my BMW M3 here at the shop, and in today's video we're going to dive into the exhaust on this car. So when I got it, it had test pipes on it, still has them, and I did what they call a 4-pipe mod on the exhaust, which is where you pull out the insulation, you weld in solid pipes instead of the perforated pipes that allow the sound into the sound deadening. It's really loud, so I'm kind of over the drone because the exhaust drone is very bad inside the cabin. But it also sounds phenomenal when I want to rip on it. So I went ahead and actually got a valved exhaust. We're going to go ahead, we're going to show you guys what this thing sounds like. Start up, some revs, some drive-bys as it sits with the 4-pipe mod. And then we're going to show you guys the installation of the valved exhaust. And then from what I've read, the valved exhaust is basically stock with the valves closed and basically straight piped with them open. So we're going to see if that holds true and see if it was worth the money. I'm not the biggest fan of laying on the ground, but so we're gonna do this exhaust, and the new one has a joint here which they give you hardware for, so this one's fixed. So this whole muffler section all the way up to the resonators has to come off in one go. So I'm gonna pull those clamps off up there, and then we have 2 hangers here, 2 hangers there, and I think that's it. I think the whole thing will drop out, so it should be pretty easy to get out. Oh, that is what we're looking for. That's what we need. Yes. There you go. That's what the doctor ordered, folks.
Two hours later.
There she goes.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pull those off. Next, do it fit? Oh, same size, let's go. Let's see. I'm gonna pull this off now. I got this side. Okay, there we go. Turns out when you built like a cereal box, your back hurts from holding the exhaust for 20 seconds. My fucking back.
Exhaust tips, crusty.
So I mentioned that this has what they call a 4-pipe mod. So the muffler is cut open, all the perforated pipes were removed, welded in with solid pipes, so no sound escapes into sound deadening. So you compare that to this, they're both stainless. This one's just new and shiny, so it looks cool. But as you can see here, these are the actuators. So there's actually valves in here, flaps, which we will show you guys in a minute. And when we send power from the inside, this will open, which diverts the exhaust gas from the muffled side to essentially straight. So you have a stock exhaust comparison when it's closed, and basically a similar comparison to this 4-pipe mod when it's done. So all we're gonna do is just take the parts exactly as they were on the stock exhaust and put them on the new one. Oh yeah. Okay. I think I should put this in first. Okay, that's in. And then we need this to go on like this. Okay. Now we need to fit the mufflers properly, secure those, and then we will clamp the mid sections. All right, so before we tighten the mufflers, we want to try to make sure they are as centered in the holes as possible, which I think it will be as soon as that sucker goes. Looks pretty centered in the bumper, so I like that. Zack, what is that? This that thing, you know what I'm saying? That Milwaukee 1/2 inch, man. These things are money. I'm gonna break your arm off. Make sure. Yeah, see, that's a little loose. It's probably a standard, and I don't have standards. Oh, or it's probably a 16. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Snug. That's gonna be fun to get off, huh? Oh my god. Oh, the top's spinning. Haha. Is it tight? Nope. Not quite. Joe, I need you to hold that wrench, dude. Right there. Okay. The impact socket is a little big for this hardware that comes on it, so we're just going by hand because we can get a chrome socket in there a little bit easier. Yep. Okay, cool. We'll see if... Oh, see, that one feels way better, bro. This one has
A little bit of play.
a little bit of play. Yeah, I think... Oh, yeah. This
They just slide up?
This MF is not even tight, dude. You mother... Show? Okay? Yeah, I'm good. Let me move my head out from underneath it, you scum. Oh my god, bro, again. Right there. There. Okay, let's try that. That feels way better.
Alright, so we need to figure out how where Zack's gonna wire this switch. You have grommets under there that you can pass these wires through?
I don't know, I haven't looked for that yet.
What are you doing, Zack? What?
We gotta take apart this interior so we can run the wires to the muffler, because obviously it's valved. So we're gonna put I think Supreme Leader calls it an invisible switch. So we're gonna hide it behind the panel so you don't see anything, but it senses your touch through the panel. So we're gonna put that up there, but we gotta run a wire from there to back here because the module is gonna be back here. The battery's under here. So we are going to run power from the module, or from the battery to the module. And then that is going to run through the car down to the mufflers to actually actuate the valves, because as you can see in there, the valve's closed.
Why was that so hard to get out?
Well, nobody told me that the bolts going through the bottom of the heat shield from underneath go into that, and that's why we couldn't get it out. So I had to go into there and pull off all the heat shield bolts, and then there's one bolt here securing that to that plastic piece.
I'm gonna use one of these guys for the grommet, drill a hole in here, and then that way we can get the solenoid wires through into the vehicle so we can get them tied into next to the battery. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna ditch the Bluetooth receiver that the kit came with, because you don't want your Valvetronic to be dangling on your keychain, do you?
No.
No.
I've never understood that, because like,
That's just not cool. Not cool. I've seen GTRs with that, and it's not cool. So we're gonna ditch the Bluetooth receiver. We're gonna take the solenoid wires. We're gonna run them up front. Actually, no, solenoid wires are gonna stay back here. We're gonna run the trigger back here, wire up a relay pack, and we're gonna input a nice little cool switch that he can just press to turn it off and on.
So what are you doing here?
So this is the switch. So this is the sensor, and basically this will mount behind. So here's this climate controls. We're gonna mount this switch behind, about right there. So then switch is hidden, and this sensor pad right here will read differences in heat. So it's basically like a touch panel, and it'll read up to 5 millimeters thick through a panel. So we're gonna put it back here. He's just gonna press here, and it's gonna activate the exhaust. So what we need to do is the back of this panel is braided, and we need to flush mount this because it's actually just attached with a little bit of 3M tape. So we're going to take these flush cuts, and I'm basically just going to cut off this grate on the back so I can get a nice flat surface that I can mount this switch to. I haven't worked on a BMW this shitty in a long time. These just don't work on BMWs.
What are you doing?
trying to pull these valves out
Why?
because they got stuck. The switches, because we were changing up switches, it was rotating too far, which was causing them to get stuck.
But the switches are in the car.
Switches are in the car. Go show them where. Oh, just wait. You can't, because you can't see them. They're invisible. Invisible.
So these are the switches we're talking about. They go right there behind Zack's climate control. It detects the heat from your fingers. So it's just a really nice low-key switch that only Zack would know about. And the people who are watching us will know about. What are you doing here, bud? What happened?
So we didn't know that the valves needed to be wired in a 5-wire type of wiring. So it kind of works kind of how like a door lock actuator works. So these valves do exactly the same thing. So we thought it was just give it 12 volts and it'll close, and then pull the 12 volts away and it'll open. It's not like that. So we had to rewire the valves, throw in a couple relays. I think that's what's going to fix it.
So everything should work after this.
Everything will work after this.
right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really like the exhaust. Drop a comment, let us know what you think of the exhaust. We'll see you next time.